Brooklyn chapters, who has increased support for the United Nations through advocacy for the UN with both legislators and the general public. And that's the Margaret K. Bruce Advocacy Award. And we all know Molly. We all know how wonderful she absolutely was. And your tribute to her when we had the ceremony or the Human Rights Day event at the Franklin Delano Roosevelt Museum was wonderful. So let's do advocacy first, and I would like to invite Ann Bruce and Gabriel Levitt and Peg Byron up, and then the other Brooklyn chapter members. And this is the first ever. And we think beautiful. Chosen by a committee. Let's see. Why don't you give this to Gabriel?
I'd be honored.
And then we'll talk
And with
about
an E, right?
and with an E.
I'm not going to take
We'll give this.
25% of it.
No.
Okay. I don't know if we're doing pictures of
I think there's a camera going.
the, okay.
And we've heard that in terms of his work on advocacy, let's see, Peg has written that through his own actions, Gabe models strategies for engaging public officials, from the borough president and city council members in Brooklyn to congressional representatives in district offices in Washington, persuasively communicating UNA goals for strong U.S.-UN relationship and full funding for UN peacekeeping. With his personal dedication to the aims of the United Nations and a solid understanding of current events and world diplomacy, he holds a master's degree in international relations and political science. Joining Gabe on a congressional district office visit makes one proud to be a UNA member. And I think we will leave it. For their photo. Should it be here or should it be down at that end?
Can I say a few words?
I would love for you to
I don't
say
mean to just milk my moment, but I promise you it's not for me that I do so. So I want to thank you for the award. And I want to just say that I believe the United Nations is the moral epicenter of international relations and global society. The more the U.S. supports the UN and its mission, the better off we will be. The UNA is not only the best vehicle for Americans to advocate for the UN, but it's also a great vehicle to advocate against unilateralism and unjust military action. Few understood these facts better than Molly Bruce. I knew Molly for only a few short years, but have great admiration for her and her life's work with the UN, promoting human rights, and advocating for the UN with UNA. I often fall short of my expectations to do good work for the UNA and its Brooklyn chapter, but I have tried over the past few years and accomplished a few things, and this award means a lot to me. I have one more year as president of the Brooklyn chapter, and you could not have picked a better way to motivate me than this award in Molly Bruce's name. So thank you so much.
And all you Brooklynites who are here, thank you so much. Maybe can we get a photo of the Brooklynites? USA member, having joined the Larchmont Mariners Mamaroneck chapter of the American Association for the United Nations, UNA USA's predecessor in 1957. He served on the Westchester Board, on the Division Board as treasurer for a long time, and as general leader.
He actually was on the steering committee of the National Board.
Right, he was. So please come on over, and we are giving this, Donna, we are giving this to them together. We really will, because this is going to two people, and we have members of the Westchester Board to whom we will present it to Marcia Brewster, and we will give this to her again when she is next at a meeting so that she doesn't miss out completely. And we are giving it to Donna Rosa, who has done a formidable job of starting the Northern New Jersey chapter. Donna is here also. So I will, let's see, let's give this one first to Marcia, and that means it goes to Brenda and Karen from Westchester. And Marcia has devoted most of her professional life to activities related to the United Nations. Having worked for over 30 years for the UN at headquarters and in Asia, Marcia knows firsthand the importance of exposing individuals of all ages to the significant work of the organization. Since she joined UNA USA in 2006, when she was appointed to the Westchester Board by then President David Stillman, she has distinguished herself as a chapter leader. She has provided the dynamism needed to guide the Westchester chapter to fulfill the mission set out by the UNA USA to educate, inspire, and mobilize Americans to support the principles and vital work of the United Nations. And we know that. Would you folks like to say something?
Yes, thank you very much, Madam President, to you and to the members of the Southern Division. It is with great pride that I accept this Lee H. Bloom Award, certainly in memory of his distinguished service to the United Nations Association USA, and on behalf of our dynamic president, who continues to keep alive the legacy of Lee H. Bloom. And she really does a tremendous job. She is a dynamic leader. And I asked Karen to stand with me as a member of the Westchester chapter, and she is the one who accepted the tremendous responsibility of writing the nomination, the winning nomination. Karen?
Thank you, thank you. Sorry, Doug, would you like to say something more about your dad?
Well, my father just happened to be somebody, as a lot of people know, he had been a town councilman in the town of Mamaroneck for 16 years, and it was at a time when people never knew what people did for work, and he was got involved with UNA by hearing Eleanor Roosevelt in the 50s at a community concert series in Mamaroneck and got involved, and he's stayed very active in everything that he did. He was, he worked for Lever Brothers for 36 years. When he retired, he was vice chairman of Unilever United States and general counsel and vice president of Lever Brothers. So he was very involved doing that for the whole time he worked. He started up in Cambridge, and then they came down to New York and said, "You got to come." And he did.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Peg has been the one who nominated Donna on behalf of the division. So I guess I can read a little bit about Donna. If I can find it. Donna is the president of the UNA USA Northern New Northern New Jersey chapter. She's a board member of the Southern New York State Division and one of 3 representatives from the Mid-Atlantic region to UNA USA Council of Chapters and Regions Steering Committee. She's a member of the UNA USA affinity group, UN Alums. She has worked extensively internationally, including with the UN. She has been the leading force behind the development of the Northern New Jersey chapter, which has grown into a mid-sized chapter of more than 125 members. She brought together 2 failing chapters that were about to close, created new leadership, and has developed a strong program of meetings and advocacy. And since its establishment, Donna has involved Northern New Jersey chapter members as volunteers in the Mid-Atlantic Regional Conference. Would you like to say a few words, Peg, because you nominated Donna?
Well, when we talked about this award, Donna was the first one that came to my mind. You can see what one person can do to organize the whole state of New Jersey's UNAs. And we just need people with that energy that Donna has, you know, to stick with it and see that the chapters develop. And I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I'm just really honored. I was shocked when I was even nominated, and even more surprised when I won. I'm really honored to get something like this. I love the UN. I love UNA. I'm involved in the local, the regional, and the national levels. And really, I enjoy. I wish I could do more, but I really enjoy the work. But really, it's just. I guess I'm just a girl who can't say no. I just keep digging more and more. But I really thank the division, and I thank Peg for even thinking of me. I just can't believe it. So, thank you so much.
Congratulations. For photos, and Audley, would you please join the Westchester group?
Oh, yeah.
Madam President, if I may take a point of personal privilege, although I've had my opportunity, let me just add that Marcia Bruce, as you well know, lost her husband, and the president did indicate that she is on her way to Korea. Marcia would have loved to have been here, and Madam President, I'm happy that she will have an opportunity to express her appreciation. As Karen and I will share with you, she is some dynamic president. Since she has become president of the organization, we have partnered with a number of organizations, the Westchester County Board of Legislators, and the list goes on. And when she gives you a job to do, she wants it done. So we really are privileged to have the opportunity to serve under her leadership.
Let's keep it all over there and photos. She was welcome to be here for the energy meeting, which starts immediately, but also to go and serve yourself some more food.